All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will not be becoming a fight debate channel or anything of the sort, right? However, um, I do have a fight for you guys today. An interesting matchup between two of my favorite street level characters and two of my favorite characters of all time, really, in Cassandra Cain, the prestigious member of the Bat family and the legendary body reading expert. And I'm matching her up against Daredevil, the Catholic vigilante, the devil of Hell's Kitchen, and the man without fear. So I'm just going to be comparing like their stats, basically, their strengths, their durability, speed, combat skills, all that stuff. And we're just going to figure out who would win in a fight, you know? Pretty basic formula, pretty basic setup. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So I'm going to start off by talking about Daredevil. And now we all know who Daredevil is, right? The son of Jack Murdoch. Jack Murdoch is a boxer. He was killed by organized crime. And then Matt was blinded as a young child. Chemicals splashed into his eyes while trying to save an old man from being hit by a truck. And he lost the ability to see. But he did gain enhanced senses, which combined with the training that he received from his mentor Stick, he decided that he was going to become a vigilante to protect the streets of New York City as the vigilante Daredevil, right? Now, when it comes to street level characters, it's very important to note that a peak human in comics isn't really a peak human. Like these guys are not like peak humans, okay? Like they're genuinely just like superhumans, right? So Daredevil, like being able to bust up concrete and like bricks, that's basically light work, right? He's able to like easily shatter bricks, easily able to bust through concrete with like his punches and kicks. It's not that hard. Bust out of metal chains, send grown men flying backwards with his punches and kicks. Those are like insane strength feats, right? We all know, like that's very basic. That's basic like peak human stuff, right? But then he's also, swinging around 400-pound barbells. He's wrestling and throwing Kingpin over his head. Kingpin weighs like 500 pounds, so that's like pretty impressive. Like imagine like taking a 500-pound dude and like throwing him over your head. That's flipping crazy, right? And I mean, the guy's been in fights with like many superhumans before. He's been in fights with Black Panther, Captain America, Sabretooth. So for him to even battle these guys, like he has to push his strength to like the absolute limits, right? So the dude is definitely strong and he can definitely hang with superhumans. It's fair to say that he's a low level superhuman, right? And couple that with his durability and endurance, because that's also insane. I mean, the guy's able to survive massive explosions. He's able to survive napalm like blasts from characters like Pyro. Like the dude can just like walk off being burnt alive. Essentially, he can walk off being shot multiple times. Like he's able to survive massive falls. Like the dude's crazy. But what's even crazier is the fact that Daredevil seems to have this thing where like he just likes to take on people who are not in his weight class whatsoever. Like I mean the dude's like tried fighting the Silver Surfer. Like genuinely, like that's not even a joke. Like for real. Like the dude just has no limits when it comes to who he fights. And I guess that's why they call him the Man of Fear. So it makes sense, right? But the dude has taken punches from the Hulk. Multiple punches from the Hulk, right? And obviously it's like the Hulk from like 60s, 70s, so it's a much older version of Hulk, not as strong as he is now, but I mean still, it's the Hulk we're talking about. So his durability and endurance is insane, right? And then of course, on top of his strength, on top of his durability, we got to talk about speed. Cause yeah, this dude is like freaking fast. Dodging bullets, dancing around gunfire, that's light work, bro. We're talking about a dude who's able to tangle with Spider-Man, for crying out loud. I mean, Spider-Man. Like that's flipping crazy. And we all know Spider-Man is like one of the fastest, most agile heroes ever. Just for a reference, Spider-Man is able to literally, like quite literally, like dodge lightning and has even dodged like light speed attacks before. So for Daredevil to keep up with Spider-Man in a fight is really freaking impressive. And then his agility as well. Like Matt is genuinely like a human acrobat. Like I think the only people in comics who can rival Matt's agility is Spider-Man is obviously better. He's the most agile hero in all of fiction, if I'm being real. And then Nightwing, Catwoman, and then maybe Boston Brand as well from DC. Those are pretty much the only people who can like contend with Matt when it comes to agility. Like the dude is freaking insane, right? And then, of course, it's not just physicals when we talk about street level characters, because a lot of them are master martial artists. And it just so happens that Daredevil is one of the greatest fighters in Marvel. Top 10, easy. Maybe even top 5. People might make the argument that he's not top 5. I would say he's top 5, honestly. His like fighting feats and like his like combat skills have impressed me a lot more than most martial artists in Marvel, and really most martial artists in comics, really. He's really one of the best of all time. Um, I mean, the dude's been able to take on everybody from like Captain America to Shang-Chi, Iron Fist, Wolverine, Black Panther, Karnak, Bullseye, and Elektra. Like, the dude has an insane resume. His fighting style is it's a really cool mixture of different styles. That's many martial artists in comics tend to like mix up different styles. They don't just focus on one style. So Matt in particular has mixed like elements of ninjutsu, boxing, Krav Maga, judo, aikido, and kung fu. Those are like the primary ones, and then there's probably like other martial arts spliced in there. I don't have like a whole like list of all the styles that he's trained in, but yeah. Um, I think, however, his most impressive feat, and one of the most impressive hand-to-hand combat feats in all of comics, was the time that he took down 107 armed Yakuza men. So basically, Yakuza kind of tied to the hand in a way. They're like assassins. And half of these guys were basically like superhuman. Like they were enhanced with like drugs. I think it was called MGH. Yeah, the MGH. They were enhanced with MGH, and he took down 107 of them in like 3 minutes. And I remember reading the comic in which that feat took place in, like that feat happened in, and I was just blown away, dude. And I was like, yeah, this is the guy. This is the guy, right? And then to cap it all off, Matt is of course very intelligent. He graduated valedictorian at law school, so we know the guy's smart. He can think on his feet. He's an excellent strategist as well, and of course he has enhanced senses, which basically make him omniscient within like a 5 mile radius. Like the dude can see and hear and taste and feel anything within like 5 miles. That's flipping crazy. That is pretty big distance. Like he basically has a 360-degree view. I mean, the guy can smell blood pressure rising. He can hear colors. He can like hear like bones. He can feel bones shifting while people are breathing. Like the guy is flipping crazy. A bit creepy too, but like he's crazy. And then of course he's got his billy club, which he can swing around, throw with insane accuracy, and is also just like a really cool weapon used to hit people with. So yeah, and that's Daredevil. All right. Now our other combatant, Cassandra Cain. And if you're familiar with the Bat Family and you love the Bat Family, then you'll know Cassandra Cain is the daughter of Lady Shiva and David Cain. We know this. She was trained from birth. She wasn't taught to read. She wasn't taught how to read or write. She was just, basically bred to be a weapon. Like, she was trained to be a killer at age, like, from the youngest age ever. So, yeah. Lady Shiva wasn't really in the picture when raising her. But David Cain, basically, like, did all of the training with Cassandra. So, yeah, pretty much. Physically, Cassandra isn't, like, the most impressive ever. I mean, she's basically, like, operating on, like, a peak human level. So, she's busting concrete, sending grown men flying backwards, cracking skulls, typical stuff, right? But I think what's more impressive than her strength, which isn't anything to write home about, is, her strength isn't anything to write home about, but her durability and endurance is even more impressive. Because, she's able to take bullets. I mean, she was basically being shot was part of her training, right? As a kid. She told this to Tim Drake that, when she was training as a kid, like, she had to be shot. And, like, so she knows what bullets feel like. So it doesn't really affect her. She can take bullets. It's not a big deal. And that's just, like, the basics of it. Batman and Nightwing, during training, she's told them to, like, hit her, like, harder, go all out, don't hold back their punches, So they're landing, like, all out punches on her, not holding back whatsoever, which is insanely impressive because Batman and Nightwing have incredible striking strength. And again, Cassandra is also ridiculously fast. Like, I'm talking ridiculously fast. I'm talking, like, reacting to Supergirl's heat vision type of fast, you know? So yeah, she's really, really freaking fast. Casually dancing and dodging around bullets. Like this is like light work. She's like a ballerina when it comes to like dodging bullets. She's just like it's like an art basically for her, right? And I mean, she even has better reaction speed than like Nightwing and Batman, and those two are like the best of the best in the Bat family when it comes to like physicals. So it's really impressive for her to be even faster than two of the toughest and arguably the most powerful members of the Bat family. So yeah, that's basically Cassandra on a physical level. But it's never about physicals, again, like I said, when it comes to street level characters, because Cassandra Cain might actually be the best hand-to-hand fighter in DC currently. If we're talking all time, there's definitely conversations about Richard Dragon, Bronze Tiger, Lady Shiva, Karate Kid. But currently, I'm betting that Cassandra is arguably the best fighter in all of comics. Actually, like if I want to be more general about it, I think she's the best fighter in comics right now, and I think the reason why she's such an incredible fighter is, of course, due to her body reading abilities. Like, seriously, the girl is insane. Every twitch, every expression, every little detail about you, she can figure out just from the way you move, just from the way you present yourself. And this allows her to pretty much come up with counters to any attack that comes her way. It's very hard to land a hit on Cassandra, and it's very hard to not get hit by her. So it's freaking crazy how good of a fighter she is. And I mean, she's taken on Batman before. She defeated Nightwing. She one-tapped Batgirl with like she did like a light tap to the chest on Batgirl and just like knocked her out instantly. She's restrained Batwoman. She's been able to like battle against Bronze Tiger when she was just a kid. She beat Lady Shiva with one punch while she had a broken arm. She's battled against Deathstroke. And I mean, the girl has even managed to take on like 50 or so mobsters in like a few seconds. Like she took down 50 dudes in like a few seconds, bro. That's flipping crazy. In a few seconds, any human being on planet Earth probably wouldn't be able to do that. That's insane. And then, of course, she's also taken on like, I think over like 100 or so like League of Assassins, like assassins by herself, which is flipping crazy, dude. I saw that panel. Like that panel is just flipping like nuts, dude. It's crazy. And of course, since she's a member of the Bat family, she's also got incredible gear and armor, typical Bat family stuff. And yeah, that's Cassandra Cain. So now that we have our two fighters, we have to determine the winner of this battle. Now, physically, like I said, Cassandra Cain isn't anything to write home about. We definitely know that she's peak human. She's got the brawn, right? She's got the punches. She can dish out a mean blow. I think her striking strength is more impressive than her lifting strength. If we go off of pure lifting strength, Daredevil is probably going to take the edge just because he has more impressive strength feats. And I mean, the dude's borderline superhuman. Like he's competing with Batman in terms of like strength. Strength still goes to Batman, but like Daredevil is like really close. Swinging around a 400-pound barbell as a weapon, lifting up a limousine, wrestling with Sabretooth and Captain America, flipping over Kingpin, like that's just insane strength. So I think Daredevil could definitely take the edge in terms of strength. But again, it's never about lifting strength with these people. So you also have to factor in striking strength, which is a lot closer. But I would argue that Matt is still slightly better just because he has more feats than Cassandra does. So yeah, but again, either way, both of them are going to be able to hit each other in this fight, and it's definitely going to hurt for both of them. So it's not like Matt is just like a brick and Cassandra's like a pin or anything like that. So yeah, so we got 1-0. Matt has 1, Cassandra has 0. Now for durability and endurance, again, this is probably going to go to Matt as well, because while both of them are really tough and both of them have like endured a lot of punishment in the past, taking punches from the Hulk is just like next level, like in terms of durability and like endurance, the amount of pain that they've endured, like that's freaking crazy. I don't think Cassandra has been like beaten like up by like a Hulk level character in like to showcase any level of durability that's even remotely close to Matt. So they're both very durable and they can both take a lot of punishment. And I'd argue that Cassandra has the better armor, which would allow her to, I guess, tank more blows. But realistically, like, if we're talking durability and endurance, like, this is Matt's bread and butter. Like, the dude knows how to take a punch. He gets it from his dad. So I'm giving it to him. So now we have Matt 2 and Cassandra 0. So it's 2-0 right now. And then speed and agility. Now, this is the part of the fight where it is probably going to be the closest, right? So we can do this in two ways, right? We can look at this as speed and agility together, or we can look at this as speed separate and then agility separate. So we split the two. Now, if we split the two, I would say speed probably goes to Cassandra. My reason for that is because dodging Supergirl's heat vision is more impressive than like dodging attacks from Spider-Man. And yeah, I know Spider-Man's the most agile character ever, right? But he's not like the fastest character ever, right? There are characters who are faster. Cassandra's reacting to speedsters. I mean, she's reacting to Supergirl's heat vision. That's insane, right? So it's very fair to say that Cassandra is the faster one. But again, it's really close. Also, like taking down like 50 mobsters in like a few seconds, that's just ridiculous. That's like insanely fast. The 107 Yakuza men that Daredevil took down, like it didn't even take him a few seconds to put them down. She took on half of the amount of people that Matt took down, but she did it in like 1/6 of the time. Like that, like not even a sixth of the time, like way, 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 way less than that. That's flipping crazy. So I definitely think that Cassandra is the faster one, just in terms of pure speed, like combat speed, reaction times. But in terms of agility, it's pretty hard to argue that Cassandra is like more agile than Daredevil is. Like Daredevil is Nightwing, Catwoman's almost Spider-Man levels of agile. So it's very difficult to say that Cassandra like holds an edge over Matt in terms of agility. Because I mean, Matt is just ridiculously agile. Like, I mean, they're both dancing around bullets, but like Matt is doing it with a level of grace that even Olympic level athletes would be jealous of. Like even Olympic level gymnasts would be jealous of. Like, I mean, he's doing quadruple backflips and somersaults all around bullets. Like the dude is crazy, man. And again, like being able to match Spider-Man in terms of agility, almost match him in terms of agility is ridiculously impressive. So again, I think that Matt earns another point there. So Cassandra will get the point for speed, but Matt is going to take the point for agility, which leaves us with a score of 3-1. Now, we move away from the physical, and now we get into skill and combat. Now, it's very, 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 very close between these two. They're both some of the best fighters in their universe. However, Matt can only be considered one of the best fighters in Marvel Comics. I don't think he's the undisputed best, right? He is one of the best hand-to-hand fighters in all of comics. One of, right? He can hold his own with pretty much anyone. I mean, again, like the dude has been able to battle against Iron Fist, Shang-Chi, Captain America, Karnak, Elektra, Lady Bullseye. Like the dude he's been around the block. And again, that feat taking down 107 armed Yakuza men, half of them being superhuman, that's one of the most impressive combat feats in all of like fiction, if we're being real, right? Like he's incredible, right? And I also forgot to mention that he's really good at using pressure points as well and nerve strikes. So, I mean, he's even better in that aspect than Batman. And Batman tends to use nerve strikes and pressure points too. And he's really good with it. But like Daredevil's arguably like the best nerve pincher / pressure point user like of all time. Like the guy's just different. And he's definitely going to get his shots in with Cassandra with those nerve strikes and pressure points. I mean, he's been able to use pressure points that have like made dudes feel like they were on fire. That's flipping crazy, right? So it's very, very, very arguable that Daredevil could hold a like an edge in terms of maybe pure skill just because he's maybe studied more styles, essentially, right? But in terms of combat and who's actually the better fighter, Cassandra laughs at the idea of styles. Like she mocks the idea of styles. Like she doesn't do styles, all right? She's a body reader at heart, right? And body reading is different from styles because it's all about constantly analyzing your opponent's movements to come up with the perfect counters to take them out. So for her, it's a very different ball game than just like studying styles. Because again, Matt trained with Stick and Stick taught him in various different styles, and he also got boxing from his dad, right? But styles can only take you so far. Cassandra is operating on an entirely different level, right? And I do believe that it's because that she's operating on a different level, and it's because of that body reading that she is the better fighter, right? I mean, her fighting style, like, is based entirely on body reading. So she'll basically be seeing Matt's moves coming. Like she knows what the dude is gonna like throw before he even throws it, right? And I mean, she's beaten Lady Shiva, her own mom, while she had a broken arm. Like that's flipping crazy, dude. And Lady Shiva is undeniably a better fighter than Matt is. I mean, she's also battled against Bronze Tiger. She's fought Batman. She's fought Nightwing. She's fought Batgirl. She's fought Batwoman. She's fought many members of the League of Assassins. She's fought Deathstroke. Like, she is very much operating on a similar level to Daredevil, but she gets pushed over the edge because body reading is better than traditional styles. So, yeah, Cassandra is the better fighter. So that gives her 2 points, and Matt still has 3. But then we also have to factor in their gear and weapons. And while Daredevil has an incredible weapon in his Billy Club, which is a pretty freaking great weapon, which I would love to have myself, it's definitely no match for Cassandra's gear. She's a part of the Bat family. So, and also if you want to bring in her katana as well, then you can do that for sure. So yeah, Cassandra now has 3 points to Matt's 3. So that means that Matt and Cassandra are both tied. Now, the ultimate question of who comes out on top really depends on... There's always a bunch of factors that go into these types of like battles or whatever. But basically, I see it like this, right? If these two were going at it to kill each other, right? They were fighting to the death. I do believe that if Matt wasn't holding back and he decided to kill, then he could probably beat Cassandra. And the reason why is because he is still physically stronger. He does hold the physical edge. And he's tougher and more durable than she is. He has greater endurance, basically. And his endurance is going to allow him to last longer than Cassandra, right? Their endurance is very similar. They're very close. But Matt still has that edge due to having better feats in terms of endurance, right? But if we're just going for a knockout, honestly, like typical like boxing MMA style, if we're just going for a knockout, then yeah, I think Cassandra is going to take the edge here. She is a better fighter. She is slightly faster in terms of her combat speed and reaction times, and her body reading is just going to allow her to come up with a bunch of different counters to Matt's style. She's going to be able to get through those pressure points, like those pressure point attacks eventually. She's going to be able to see what's going on with Matt, you know? So it's definitely going to be a very difficult fight. But ultimately, if the two are just going for a knockout to see who can knock the other first, I'm betting that Cassandra can knock out Matt first. It'll be very close. 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 fights, maybe. But yeah, Cassandra is taking the healthy majority of the matchups. And I guess that's pretty much it. Our winner of this fight is Cassandra Cain. And yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. I just felt like doing one of these. I was inspired by, obviously, a lot of fight debate channels that I enjoy watching. I'm sure you guys know the ones. But yeah, I just wanted to do this for fun. It actually was really fun. But yeah, that's going to be it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.